Welcome, seekers of truth and explorers of the profound mysteries of our existence. Today we embark on an intellectual and spiritual journey, a multidimensional exploration into the existence of God. As I read through the world's scriptures and delve into various philosophical and scientific frameworks, I notice recurring themes that echo across cultures and time: creation myths, moral laws, spiritual guidance, and the concept of an ultimate being or force. These persistent themes point to a universal human recognition of something beyond ourselves. While the interpretations of these themes may vary, the notion of a transcendent reality appears as a common thread woven into humanity's understanding of existence. The consistency of these motifs across disparate belief systems suggests that this recognition is not a mere cultural artifact, but perhaps a fundamental aspect of human consciousness. This video will delve into several perspectives, each contributing to a compelling case for the existence of God, touching on theological, philosophical, scientific, and existential dimensions. So, let us set aside preconceived notions and journey together through the vast expanse of human thought and experience. By the end of this video, we hope to have presented a nuanced, multifaceted exploration that not only challenges our perceptions but also enriches our understanding of the divine. Buckle up as we traverse the realms of theology, philosophy, science, and beyond. Chapter 1. Patterns in Scriptures Across Cultures. When we look at the scriptures of major religions, be it the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, or the Tao Te Ching, we find that they all share strikingly similar spiritual themes. These texts offer creation myths that describe the world's genesis, moral laws that serve as ethical guidelines, and spiritual wisdom that aims to elevate the human soul. This universal resonance in spiritual storytelling suggests that these themes are not mere cultural constructs, but reflect a deeper, perhaps innate, human understanding of a higher reality. Take, for instance, the creation myths. From Genesis's account of God creating the world in 6 days to the Quran's description of Allah shaping the universe. These narratives offer insights into humanity's quest to understand its origins. Despite their differences, they share a fundamental belief in a purposeful creation guided by a supreme being. This idea of a divine architect resonates across cultures, from the intricate cosmologies of Hinduism to the spiritual philosophies of indigenous tribes. Moral laws are another recurring theme. Across various scriptures, there are commandments and guidelines that promote justice, compassion, and ethical behavior. Whether it is the 10 Commandments in Christianity, the 5 Pillars of Islam, or the Eightfold Path in Buddhism, these ethical imperatives highlight a universal moral compass. Such moral consistency across diverse cultures indicates a shared understanding of righteousness that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries. Spiritual guidance is yet another common thread. The teachings of prophets and sages, from Moses to Muhammad, from the Buddha to Confucius, provide a roadmap for spiritual growth and enlightenment. These figures are revered across different traditions, not just for their wisdom, but for their role in connecting humanity to the divine. Their teachings emphasize the importance of inner transformation and the pursuit of a higher purpose, reinforcing the idea that spirituality is a universal human quest. Chapter 2. The question of origin. Now, let's dive into one of the most profound questions that humanity has ever asked. Where did we come from? The cosmological argument offers a compelling perspective on this question. This argument posits that everything that begins to exist must have a cause. If we trace the chain of causes and effects backward, we inevitably reach a starting point, an uncaused cause, which many identify as God. The great philosopher Thomas Aquinas articulated this argument in his 5 ways, a series of logical steps that lead to the conclusion of a first cause. Aquinas argued that the existence of the universe could not be explained by an infinite regress of causes. Instead, there must be an initial uncaused cause that set everything into motion. This first cause, he argued, is what we call God. Religious texts also echo this sentiment. Genesis 1:1 states, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Similarly, in the Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya 21:30 asks, Do not the disbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were a closed-up mass, then we opened them out? These verses emphasize the idea of a divine origin, a moment when the universe was brought into existence by a transcendent force. The cosmological argument is not merely a theological proposition, it finds resonance in scientific inquiry as well. The Big Bang Theory, which posits that the universe began as an infinitely small, dense point that expanded, aligns intriguingly with the notion of a singular beginning. While science may not explicitly identify this beginning as God, the harmony between these narratives invites us to ponder the possibility of a divine origin. Furthermore, the principle of causality, a cornerstone of scientific and philosophical thought, supports the idea that the universe's existence is not arbitrary. If every effect must have a cause, the universe itself must have a cause that is beyond the realm of time and space, attributes often ascribed to a divine being. Chapter 3. Fine-tuning of the universe. As we delve deeper into the cosmos, we encounter the concept of fine-tuning, a phenomenon that has puzzled scientists and philosophers alike. The universe appears to be precisely calibrated to support life, with physical constants and laws that fall within extraordinarily narrow ranges. This fine-tuning is so precise that even the slightest deviation in these constants could render the universe lifeless. Consider the force of gravity. If it were slightly stronger or weaker, stars might not form and planets could not exist. The same applies to the electromagnetic force, the strong nuclear force, and other fundamental constants. The improbability of these constants aligning perfectly by chance has led some to argue that this fine-tuning points to a purposeful design by an intelligent creator. The multiverse theory has been proposed as an alternative explanation. It suggests that our universe is just one of countless others, each with different physical constants. In such a scenario, it's not surprising that at least one universe would have the right conditions for life. However, this theory remains speculative, lacking empirical evidence and raising more questions than it answers. Religious texts also speak to the idea of a finely tuned universe. Surah Al-Mulk 67:3-4 states, "Who created 7 heavens in layers. We do not see in the creation of the Most Merciful any inconsistency. So return your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? Then return your vision twice again. Your vision will return to you humbled while it is fatigued." This passage emphasizes the perfection and harmony in creation, suggesting a deliberate and intelligent design. The fine-tuning argument challenges us to consider the possibility of a designer who meticulously calibrated the universe to support life. While some may argue that the anthropic principle, that we observe the universe to be life-permitting because we are here to observe it, sufficiently explains this phenomenon, it does not diminish the awe and wonder that the fine-tuning evokes. Chapter 4. Moral and Existential Dimensions. The question of morality has long been intertwined with the belief in God. Many argue that without a divine being, objective moral values and duties would not exist. If morality were merely a human construct, it would be subjective and relative, varying across cultures and individuals. However, the consistency of certain moral principles across different societies suggests a universal moral law that transcends human opinion. Theistic frameworks provide a foundation for objective morality by grounding moral values in the character of God. For instance, God is often described as inherently good, just, and loving. These attributes form the basis of moral laws, which are seen as reflections of God's nature. Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 8 instructs, "O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm for Allah, witnesses in justice, and do not let the hatred of a people prevent you from being just. Be just, that is nearer to righteousness." This perspective offers a compelling explanation for the universality of certain moral principles such as justice, compassion, and honesty. These principles are not arbitrary but are rooted in the divine nature, providing a stable and objective foundation for moral behavior. Existentially, belief in God addresses profound questions about the meaning and purpose of life. Without a higher purpose, life can seem devoid of ultimate significance, leading to existential angst and a sense of futility. Theistic belief systems offer a framework in which individuals find purpose and meaning, as they see their lives as part of a divine plan. This sense of purpose is not limited to religious adherence. Even secular philosophies that seek meaning in human experiences and relationships often draw on principles that resonate with theistic values. The quest for meaning and the recognition of moral imperatives suggest an innate human inclination toward the transcendent. Media keywords: morality, justice, Surah Al-Ma'idah, existential questions, purpose of life. Chapter 5. Limitations of human understanding. As we grapple with the profound questions of existence, we must also acknowledge the limitations of human understanding. Our intellectual and sensory capacities are finite, and there are bound to be aspects of reality that elude our comprehension. This inherent limitation can lead to a recognition of a transcendent reality, something beyond the grasp of our finite minds. In the realm of science, we continually encounter mysteries that challenge our understanding. Quantum mechanics, for example, reveals a world that operates in ways that defy classical logic. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we do not know. This humility in the face of the unknown can lead to a sense of awe and wonder, often associated with the divine. Religious texts acknowledge this limitation as well. Surah Al-Jumu'ah, verse 8, reminds us, "Say, indeed the death from which you flee, indeed it will meet you. Then you will be returned to the knower of the unseen and the witnessed, and he will inform you about what you used to do." This verse emphasizes the idea that there are aspects of existence beyond human understanding, known only to a transcendent being. Philosophers have also explored the limitations of human knowledge. Immanuel Kant, for instance, distinguished between the phenomenal world, the world as we experience it, and the noumenal world, the world as it is in itself. According to Kant, our knowledge is confined to the phenomenal realm, and we can never fully grasp the noumenal reality. This distinction aligns with the idea that there are dimensions of existence beyond our comprehension. The recognition of our limitations can lead to a sense of humility and openness to the possibility of a higher reality. It invites us to consider that there may be truths about existence that lie beyond the reach of empirical investigation and rational analysis, truths that point to the existence of God. Chapter 6. Religious and Prophetic Patterns. As we explore the world's religious traditions, we find remarkable similarities in the spiritual experiences and teachings of prophets across different cultures. These patterns suggest a shared human encounter with the divine, reinforcing the idea of a transcendent reality that communicates with humanity through chosen individuals. Consider the resurrection of Jesus in Christianity and the Quran as a divine miracle in Islam. Both traditions emphasize the role of their respective prophets in conveying divine messages and guiding humanity. The resurrection of Jesus is seen as a testament to his divinity and the promise of eternal life. Similarly, the Quran is regarded as a miraculous revelation given to the Prophet Muhammad, confirming his prophethood and providing guidance for all aspects of life. Surah Al-Isra, verse 88, states, "Say, if mankind and the jinn gathered in order to produce the like of this Quran, they could not produce the like of it, even if they were to each other assistants." This verse highlights the belief in the Quran's divine origin and the impossibility of replicating its profound wisdom and eloquence. The shared spiritual experiences of prophets across different cultures further underscore the universality of the divine message. Moses, for example, led the Israelites out of Egypt and received the Ten Commandments, which continue to serve as moral foundations in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree and his subsequent teachings on the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path offer another example of divine wisdom guiding humanity. These prophetic patterns suggest that the divine has revealed itself in various forms and through different individuals throughout history. The consistency of these experiences across cultures and times points to a common source, a transcendent reality that seeks to guide humanity towards spiritual growth and enlightenment. Chapter 7. Counterpoints and Reconciliation. No exploration of the existence of God would be complete without addressing the counterpoints and challenges that arise in this debate. One of the most significant challenges is the problem of evil and suffering. If God is all-powerful and all-good, why does evil exist? This question has perplexed theologians and philosophers for centuries and remains a central issue in discussions about God's existence. The concept of free will offers one possible explanation. According to this view, God has given humans the freedom to make choices, and with that freedom comes the possibility of choosing evil. Free will is seen as essential for genuine love and moral growth, as it allows individuals to make meaningful choices and take responsibility for their actions. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 286 states, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear, suggesting that the challenges and sufferings we face are within our capacity to endure and learn from. Furthermore, suffering is often seen as a means of spiritual growth and development. Adversity can lead to resilience, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the human condition. Many religious traditions emphasize the idea that suffering has a purpose and can bring individuals closer to the divine. This perspective does not eliminate the problem of evil, but offers a way to reconcile it with the belief in a benevolent God. Another counterpoint is the argument from naturalism, which posits that the natural world and its laws can fully explain the phenomena we observe without invoking a divine being. Proponents of naturalism argue that scientific explanations, while incomplete, provide a more parsimonious account of reality. However, this viewpoint is not without its challenges, as it often struggles to account for the origins of the universe, the fine-tuning of physical constants, and the existence of objective moral values. The reconciliation of these counterpoints requires an open-minded and nuanced approach. It involves acknowledging the complexity of the issues and the limitations of our understanding. While definitive proof of God's existence may remain elusive, the convergence of key observations, such as the universe's origin, its fine-tuning, the nature of morality, religious consistency, and human spiritual experiences, creates a compelling case for the existence of a transcendent reality. Conclusion: the compelling case for God's existence. As we come to the end of our multidimensional exploration, it's clear that the question of God's existence is both profound and complex. While definitive proof may remain elusive, the convergence of key observations such as the universe's origin, its fine-tuning, the nature of morality, religious consistency, and human spiritual experiences creates a compelling case for the existence of a transcendent reality. For many, belief in God transcends logic alone and is deeply intertwined with personal experience, cultural influences, and existential reflection. The arguments and perspectives we have explored offer a multifaceted understanding that invites us to ponder the mysteries of existence and our place within it. In the end, the question of God's existence invites profound contemplation about the nature of reality and humanity's place within it. Whether one chooses to believe or not, the pursuit of truth leads to a deeper understanding of the world and the mysteries that lie beyond. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking the truth.